draft winners. Let's break it down. Now, I was hating on the Phoenix Suns. I thought the Suns, this was a dumpster fire. If they just trade Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal maybe, too. They get rid of some of these older guards, some pieces that could actually give them some assets because Royce O'Neal is a solid player on a championship team. This is like a Bruce Brown kind of impact player. Maybe some of these, top contending teams are interested in him because he's a good 3-and-D guy. Switchable defender. He can guard multiple positions. Maybe he gets you a lot of value. Grayson Allen, too. This is a guy that's, another decent defender. He's somebody that a lot of teams don't like for, obvious reasons. I don't fuck with him. I don't want to see him in the Bulls uniform for what he did to Caruso. So there's that. But I still think there are some more moves to be made for the Suns, but they had a phenomenal draft. They probably are the biggest winners from the NBA draft for getting the center from Duke and getting Mark Williams. They've upgraded the center position tremendously. Last year we saw Nurkic and Plumlee be their center. Even Nick Richards, solid center, but he's somebody probably going to be on his way out too. It's drastically improved. Jalen Green. I've said some things about him. I don't think he's elevated his game to the level we've seen Cade Cunningham elevate his game. But this is still a 22 points per game scorer, really good scorer. When he had his kid and he became a father, he went on a tear for a month. This is still a really good scorer. Add him to the mix with Devin Booker. I think that's a good player for him to play with. I think he could be a nice piece for the Suns moving forward. So I like what they've done so far and what they gave up to get Mark Williams, 23-year-old center. He's going to be 24, I think, in December. He's still, when healthy, that's the problem. He's not usually healthy, but when healthy, he's a 15-10, double-double machine. Really good player. Has a high ceiling, high upside, and they're betting on that. And the value that they got him for was 2 second-round picks. Lakers are probably blue about that shit. They were giving up Dalton Connect. So the Suns fleeced in that deal. It seems like Kevin Durant, when he got out the building, Ishbia started cooking. And then you got Kaman Malawach, center from Duke, 7'2", 7'6" wingspan, I believe. This is a really good shot blocker, has elite shot blocking potential. This is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in the making. Sometime soon we'll see him. His comparisons, Rudy Gobert, I could see it. He also, has familiarity with Devin Booker. During the Olympics, I saw, Devin Booker's, comment on that. So he seems like he likes to pick. But this is a very mobile center. He's very agile, can move, cleans up the glass well, able to cut to the basket, plays his ass off. He's got a really good motor. High character player. Plays with great timing too, has a length. So he's going to be a Defensive Player of the Year kind of guy, year in, year out, when healthy. So I really like that pick. And then the Suns made some trades to get, get the first pick of the second round. Rasheer Fleming, this is a 3-and-D guy. Athletic as fuck. Physical specimen. And this is a guy that shot 38% from 3 as well. He could be an elite 3-and-D guy. He has a 7'5" wingspan at 6'9". Crazy. He could jump out the damn gym. 14.7 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game. So this is the exact forward that they needed. They had a lot of guards, but they got a guy like this who has first-round talent. Everybody knew come second round, everybody's trading up to get bro. He's that good. He shot 41% from the field on catch-and-shoot threes. Moves well without the ball. He's an active defender. He had 1.5 blocks last season and 1.4 steals, so he is a presence defensively. I'm really excited for him, and this is a great addition for the Suns. Him and Dylan Brooks should be nice together, low-key. And then they got their own Sam Hauser. Kobe Brea, shooter from Kentucky. This is the best shooter in college basketball probably. Shot 43% from 3 on 4.9 attempts per game. So, yeah, he's kind of like a Sam Hauser type. Shoot the shit out the ball. Really is somebody that you're not going to be able to, target on defense. He's gotten better. He's gotten more athletic. But this is somebody, catch and shoot threes. Can, move off the ball well. Has NBA level range, has a nice release, so I think he's going to be another nice piece on the Suns team. Really good shooter. And they need more shooting. They need more spacing. So Devin Booker at point guard, Rasheer Fleming as your forward, the guy that's going to cut, be great in transition, 3-and-D guy, and then Kobe Brea, that shooter that's going to be in the corner, ready. So yeah, the Suns, Ishbia, this front office, they cooked. Great job by them. They're the biggest winners in the NBA draft. And then the Lakers, I thought they did great, and their only pick was in the second round. They traded up twice, but Adu Thiero, this is another guy like Rasheer Fleming, jumping out the gym, physical specimen. Not the shooter that Rasheer Fleming is, but he's somebody that has all the great traits physically. He's going to be somebody that could be a lob threat for Luka. He's going to be somebody that's going to hustle defensively. A great Vando replacement, or Hachimura if you want to move off from those guys. Thiero needs to get a three-point shot. He needs to be able to catch and shoot better. He needs to, develop more of his offensive game, but, attacking the paint, cutting to the basket, dunking on people, being an athletic guy that is a really good defender. The Lakers needed that. They needed a center, but they also needed guys like Thiero. So I think this was a great selection from the Lakers. Maybe they get a Brook Lopez, Clint Capella, one of those guys, an old head to play center for him, and have a guy like this. You can never have enough guys like this. These are the guys that are, helping you win championships. And Obi Toppin, obviously he's a better three-point shooter. But, yeah, Thiero shot 25% from three last season in college basketball, which is really bad. But, hopefully working with LeBron, hopefully working with Luka will help his shooting ability increase. And J.J. Redick, too, being his head coach, I'm sure he's excited about a guy like Thiero. 7-foot wingspan, too. Athletic as fuck. Led Arkansas in points, rebounds, and steals a game. So this is a big-time playmaker that they got in the second round. The Atlanta Hawks getting Asa Newell. This is a solid rim protector, solid defender, great lob threat for Trae Young. Has a nice shooting stroke. Can't really shoot that well, but the stroke is there. Pause. He should be another guy. Hey, if he works on his game, if he develops a shot, if he develops a three-point shot, he'll be really dangerous. He has everything else. Has the finishing ability, can attack the paint, and he's a dunk machine. Defensively, though, elite rim protector, like I said, great defender, plays with great timing, has great length, can guard on the perimeter, and you could also throw his ass on an island, and he'll be fine locking up. Hustles hard, high motor, and he makes many efforts to get stops. So this is a relentless motherfucker, and that's what they need. The Atlanta Hawks need that. They would need to be better defensively, and they also get Porzingis in a trade with Brooklyn and the Celtics. Porzingis for nothing, and we know Porzingis hasn't really been too healthy. Not a guy you can rely on to be healthy, but he's still one of the best players in the NBA. Pivotal player for the Celtics when they won that championship until they got to the finals. But once he's out there, he's a matchup nightmare. He can shoot, elite three-point shooter, and he's can rim protect, elite shot blocker, 7'3", matchup nightmare, probably the best center that Trae Young has ever played with. Could be a lob threat too, so a healthy Porzingis is dangerous. He's called the unicorn for a reason. So I really like adding him into the mix. Jalen Johnson too, we saw him go on a tear before he got hurt, and when he's healthy, all-star caliber talent. Just dominating. Another lob threat for Trae Young. So he's got hella lob threats. Now he potentially has two teammates that are all-star caliber. So there's no reason the Hawks can't be what the Pacers were this playoffs. They went all the way to the finals because they're a deep team. The Hawks are going to be deeper this year. They have a guy in Trae Young who I think Trae Young's better than Halliburton. We saw him take a team that's that's not to the caliber of the Pacers this year to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, Trae Young is going to get back in his bag. It seems like he's, happy with what's going on, and he should be. The Hawks cooked. And they got a first-round pick next year that's unprotected, and it's between Milwaukee and the Pelicans. Whoever's, worse in that situation, that pick goes to Atlanta. So they're in a good spot. And I think this will be a dangerous team, and they have a $25 million trade exception to get a good player in the mix. So if one player becomes available, Atlanta could come calling. They have Quinn Snyder as their head coach. Watch out for the Hawks. Now for the Utah Jazz. They got Ace Bailey. This is like a guy that's in conversation to be the second best player in this draft class. Him and Dylan Harper, both guys played at Rutgers, but this is a phenomenal shot maker. This is a guy that has confidence, taking every shot he has. He'll shoot it over anybody too. Paul George kind of player, Rudy Gay kind of, comps is what he's getting, but has the size, has a shot-making ability, can, score anywhere, bucket getter, has a lot of offensive versatility. The Jazz don't have a star on this team. They don't have a guy that you can look at and be like, all right, that's the guy for the future. They don't have that. But Ace Bailey provides them that with somebody, hey, this guy, he puts it all together. He could be a top player in the NBA. he could be our, new Donovan Mitchell. He didn't want to work out for the Jazz, and this wasn't a team he wanted to go to. Utah is not a place where superstars are usually happy at staying for the rest of their career, especially, a guy that's in his 20s. But this is the best chance for Ace Bailey to be a superstar because they can just give him the keys. He could just take the keys and take over this team. He's not going to get that in too many other spots. Multiple 30-point games last season in the Big Ten, splashes contested shots, ridiculous shot maker, can be a microwave at times. I'm excited to see him in Utah. I think I'm going to watch Utah Jazz basketball games whenever they're on ESPN, which might not be that many times. I want to see this team play because of Ace Bailey. And then you get a Walter Clayton. You traded up for him, but that's another guy who's a ridiculous shot maker, a guy that has confidence shooting any shot he has. Any shot, 3-pointers, he's knocking them down. And he could finish at the rim at a high level, can play off ball, has shooting versatility, pressure shots, he does not fear them. This could be like that Jamal Murray, Damian Lillard kind of clutch guard, the next iteration of that. So I'm excited to see him in Utah too. I would have probably liked Miami Heat more, but yeah, him to the Jazz with Ace Bailey, that's really exciting. I'm going to be tuning into the Utah Jazz this season, which is something I didn't think I would say at the end of the NBA draft. Let me know down below in the comments, who do you think were the biggest winners for this NBA draft?
Some people thought the NFC North was going to be the worst division in football this season. They thought it was going to be as bad as the NFC South.